What is it doing? You better keep your eye on it.
It's probably
Where's the gun?
hibernating.
Get the
Did
gun.
you say where's the gun? Hello? What soil you know you can just hand dig like this? Ah!
Gerald, we not doing that today.
Raccoons and leaves. Welcome to fall on Promise View Acres. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Gerald.
I'm Simone with a Y.
And there's Gerald also.
Still can't see him,
Yeah.
but he's there.
Yeah, he in there.
We get to see him tomorrow. And
wait, we see him tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, we have an appointment tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I just turned 29.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Simone.
My cousin made me this sweatshirt. I love it. I think this is called embossing. When it's like the reverse of embroidering. Yes. But I love it so much. So we're out here ready to work.
Yeah. We got to get to these leaves. These trees drop so many leaves. You could come out here and clean them up, and 2 or 3 days later, it looked like he didn't do anything.
Seriously.
So we're going to get to work doing these. We're getting them together. It's actually great that they're falling. We don't mind picking up all these leaves because we use them in our garden. A lot of y'all been wondering about our garden, what we do and stuff. Leaves are a big part of that. So we're going to come out here. We got to get to work because if we get too far behind, they'll pile up and it ain't going to be good. So.
Yeah. We're blessed to have these leaves now because it was funny because I was coming home one day and I saw on the side of the road 2 people. They didn't live at the house, but they were picking up leaves from someone's house. And I was like, wow, Gerald used to do that.
Yeah.
I never helped Gerald do that. But before we had our own leaves in our own house, he used to pick up leaves on the side of the road to use in the gardens that he would have around town.
Yes.
Now we have an abundance of leaves.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah, you can find leaves everywhere at this point of the year. They're really easy to get.
Yeah.
Really easy to get. We're going to start getting into this work a little bit before the baby comes. Not that baby. We babysit on Mondays, so.
I was confused as well. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got to.
Yeah, we got to get going. Thought about taking these trees down, but we like this one. Pretty Japanese maple.
I like both of them.
You like that one? I guess it is pretty in spring. Was it turn pink or something?
Pink, yeah.
Yeah.
Pink flowers.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just keep dealing with it.
I mean, for now.
The leaves around the house are the most annoying.
Absolutely.
Because they like blow up close here and they pile up like so thick, so quick. They become a real nuisance trying to get them up out of here.
What did you say?
A nuisance trying to get them up out of here.
Oh.
What did you think I said?
No clue.
They become a real nuisance trying to get them up out of here. What you up here yelling about?
I'm doing my duties, doing this area, and I was cleaning out that. What is that? What's that thing? There's something hairy in there. It's still in there.
Go get it.
I thought it was shadow, but what is that? Is it dead? Is it waiting on us? Is it scared? What is it?
That big old fat raccoon.
Oh, it's a raccoon.
That thing is huge.
Is it dead? Is it dead?
Probably not.
What is it doing? You better keep your eye on it.
It's probably
Where's the gun?
hibernating.
Get the
Did
gun.
you say where's the gun? Get out of here. I don't know. Let me throw a rock at it.
Oh my gosh. I was literally like, you know how like
do with raccoons.
when you in the movies when they be getting scared and they be like falling back and like doing that.
Yeah.
That's literally what I did. Is it dead?
I don't know.
Oh, why aren't you keeping your eye on it?
Because it clearly ain't going nowhere.
Oh my god. I could have. Why is it right there?
I was waiting for you. Here, let's toss a rock at it.
I just blew it with the thing. It didn't do nothing.
I'm going to toss a rock at it.
These are the times where I'm like,
All
I
right.
am not cut out for this life.
What are you over here talking about?
This is a lot.
Like, I got the rock in one hand.
You want me to get this spray?
I also got the grip skadiddly. Cause he trying to get silly. Keep him out of there.
You want me to blow him with air?
What is air gonna do?
Clearly he don't like it or something. If he alive, that's what I was doing.
Let me do this.
Look.
He doesn't look like he's breathing. He is huge. He dead.
It's dead.
Well, we're gonna get him cleaned up, and then we'll get back to our regular schedule programming.
You are.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the life. This is the life you want.
Welcome to Life on Promise Few Acres.
We put a couple holes in them just to make sure.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I wonder why he went right here to die? Like,
still making me nervous.
Didn't you say you heard something the other day when we came home?
Huh?
Ugh.
He's stiff.
Oh.
He's big.
Yeah, big old ugly thing. Oh my gosh.
Big old raccoon. Ah!
Gerald, we not doing that today.
Raccoon.
Here, pose with it.
Pose?
Hold it up.
He heavy. Ew.
Ew. He's huge.
Ugh.
Shot put.
Oh, it's the end of him. Poor raccoon. He was probably cold.
He was the end of him a while ago.
Yeah. Raccoons and leaves. Welcome to fall on Promise Few Acres. You know, Simone did say this earlier, but it really is true. Like, I gotta circle back around to it. These leaves really are a blessing for not just us, but for you too. For everyone who understands the usefulness of them. I mean, I never would have thought that at this point in my life, I would be giving thanks to the Lord and know that I'm blessed to have leaves, an abundance of leaves. A lot of y'all know when the leaves start falling, it's like a chore. It's a job to be like, oh, I gotta go outside, deal with these leaves, rake them up, burn them all, this whatever. Like, they're borderline a nuisance. And a large majority of anyone else that would live out here will probably think, dang, you got all them leaves to deal with? That probably sucks. But no, like, it's a real life, like, it's a literal blessing to be able to have all of these leaves. Like, we are rich in leaves. The blessing of the Lord maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow unto it. He blessed us with a ton of leaves, and is making us rich in food and produce and all of that stuff. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody who is sorrowful about having more than enough to eat. So, I mean, these leaves are like, it's so much every time it comes around. Like, when fall comes, I get so excited, not just because of what it does for us, but just to see the blessing and the provision of the Lord with these leaves, right? When he was planting stuff a long time ago, taking us on the path he's been taking us on, and then leading us out here, the foresight of him to know that we would need to utilize a ton of leaves for what he's having us do up here. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. And I mean, even this here, right? That came with the house. This came with the house. Perfect. Perfect for the house. Catches leaves, shreds them up, collects them for us so we can dump them right there. I mean, even that right there. Blessing from the Lord, foresight. He knew he was coming out here. He set everything up and gave us everything that we needed ahead of time before we even got out here. All he wanted us to do was trust him. All he wants you to do is trust him with whatever it is that he wants you to do. He already has everything that you need set up already. Everything you need and more. Things you don't even know you need yet. He'll take you to a point and you'll be like, oh, how do I do this? Or, oh, now I'm here now. And then you'll look around at where he's brought you and you'll start seeing stuff that's there that you can use to do what he told you to do that you weren't even aware of before. Like your awareness wasn't even there yet, and yet he still already had it planned out for you. He already had it set up for you. When I try to sit and wrap my head around his provision and his words and his truth, it like my head I start spazzing. If I think about it too deep, like I feel like I'm gonna have a breakdown. Not really a breakdown, but I feel like I'm about to go insane. Cause I mean, it's so good. He's so good. I mean, look at all of these leaves that we have out here to get. And it's still a ton in the trees. This ain't even half of them. Look at these. Every year he sends them to you, hoping you get the hint. He sends them to all of us, hoping that we get the hint. Hoping we get the hint. I mean, it's right in our face all day, every day. So I mean, it's just a blessing to have these. This is what we use. Now, with that understanding that y'all have now of these leaves and what it can do for you, I mean, a lot of y'all have seen the harvest and stuff we get from the garden. I know a lot of y'all have talked and say that y'all want that, y'all desire that for your future, or doing it with your kids, or just to have that healthy produce for your own health. I mean, you have a ton of reasons of why you want to grow food like that. These leaves are the key. This is what we use. Y'all want to know how we do it? This is what we use. If y'all want to know exactly how we do it, step-by-step process, so y'all can get all of them benefits and more, we wrote a little ebook, a little garden guide, quick garden guide of exactly how we set up our garden the way that we do in order to get the harvest that we do. So you can check that out, the link in the description. I know y'all love to support us too. A lot of y'all love to support us. So we figured we would make something also that would give you some value back, so y'all aren't just sending us y'all hard-earned money. Y'all have some too. So if y'all want to support us, there's something down for y'all to take a hold of, to read, to apply to your life and get an exponential return on for real. Anyway, I'm gonna get some more of these piled up and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with these after I get a whole bunch of piles put down here. It's gonna be interesting. Now, when it comes to the type of leaves that you pick to put in your garden or that you're choosing to use, it really doesn't matter. People say, oh, you can't use pine needles or oak leaves or anything because it'll acidify your soil. One, I don't know if you're new here, but if you are, you can go watch some of our harvest videos. Soil doesn't look acidified to me, and everything's growing just fine. So it really doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter because when stuff breaks down, when things compost, no matter what their pH is before they compost, when they compost, everything turns back into 7.0 pH. A lemon will turn back into 7.0 pH when it composts, and a pine needle will turn back into 7.0. So it doesn't matter. As the stuff sits on your soil and breaks down, it's just going to turn into real nice, healthy compost. So it doesn't matter. We don't avoid any tree, any leaves really out here. Black walnut, you kind of have to be wary of because it does have a compound called juglin in it. But if you know you're picking up black walnut leaves or using black walnut wood chips, you just let them sit for a little while, for like 6 months, and let them compost. And then eventually the juglin will run out of them and they'll be just fine to use. So, I mean, really at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you use at all. And if you're mixing the black walnut in with a bunch of other leaves and whatnot, it don't matter. It really don't. God is not stupid. He ain't dumb. That might be breaking news to some people, but he's not dumb. Y'all see Big Red, the orange tractor, doing her thing? Even Big Red, the orange tractor. Whenever you see her too, this is a constant reminder and evidence of the provision of the Lord. She came with the house too. How else am I gonna be able to flip and turn these wood chips and leaves and stuff around without this tractor? I wouldn't be able to. Who knew I would need Big Red, the orange tractor, to be able to flip and whip these leaves and wood chips around? The Lord. The ever-present, ever obvious, tangible representation of the blessing of the Lord. I mean, it just get me going. And you might be wondering, well, why did I mix in leaves with the wood chips? If you're not wondering, well, I'm gonna tell you anyway. When you get wood chips, they should already have a bunch of leaves in them anyway, right? Wood chips should be chipped up branches and stuff, branches and twigs with leaves on them. So any wood chips that you get from like Chip Drop or any other tree trimming service or anything that you get should already have a ton of leaves in them anyway. So I'm just adding more leaves. Why do you want leaves in it? Well, let me show you. This pile of wood chips right here, we got this one last year. These other piles came in this year, so you can see how much lighter in color those ones are than this one here. That's because this one is starting to decompose. Now we come in a little bit closer. You can still see that, it still looks like wood chippy and whatnot. But when you get in really close, you can see that it's starting to break down too. See a lot smaller particles. It's a lot finer, it's a lot darker. It's starting to look a little bit more like soil, like it's good and partially composted. See that there? This versus that, pretty obvious difference there. The little wood chips, they will break down into that, but they take a lot longer than the leaves. Leaves break down into soil really, really fast. Usually within 6 to 8 months or so to a year, they'll break down into real nice soil. So that's why you want a lot of leaves with your wood chips. They will give you incredible soil really fast, like really fast, relatively fast. I know a lot of y'all want it next week. I want it next week too, but that's just not how it goes in nature. Okay, this stuff breaking down in less than a year is honestly fast. And again, is God dropping more leaves on the ground or big pieces of wood and stuff? See, there you go. More leaves. Why? They break down faster. They release nutrients quicker. Boom, get some leaves. Oh, also, forgot to show y'all when Simone got done blowing the leaves out from around the house and off the driveway, but she got pretty much all of them off of there. Like all of them, like it looked real good. Well, fast forward a couple of hours and they have fallen right back. Hey, these leaves out here are vicious, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these leaves cleaned up, or as much as I can get to today. Got a decent dent so far. And then we will see you guys in the morning. We're gonna be doing some fall planting and stuff too. We'll bring you along when we do that. We will see you in the AM. What is it?
Oh, nothing. What is that furry stuff?
Thistle.
I thought so. I'm like, who is camping out?
Yeah, somebody sitting over there.
Oh my gosh. This is my first time seeing this thing. So when I was walking up here, I was like, is someone camping out up here? And he knew all about this.
Yeah. It's so funny to call this guy from work, I call him my friend, he's like my dad's age. It's funny to call like older people friends. I feel like you talking about Barb right now. Like it's funny to say that you're a friend. But yeah, my friend from work. Been fishing with him since I'm 9, 10 years old, a kid. But he does a lot of hunting and stuff. So me and him, actually probably this weekend, are gonna do some bow hunting. He's teaching me how to hunt. We set up some trail cams. We set up some tree stands. We set up this ground blind. So we gonna get a couple of deer off the property this year. So
Well, y'all serious.
we're gonna have some good meat. I'm excited.
What the heck? So what is the ground blind?
Oh, you stay right there.
Okay. Are any of y'all hunters? Let us know. Give them some tips.
Hello. So you be here.
Wow.
And you open a couple up, and then when the deer come by,
could we?
have your arrow ready.
I thought it had a cover on the bottom. I was like, we could camp out.
You could.
No. Mm-mm.
Put a cover on the ground.
No, I need it to be fully secured, locked in.
Yep.
You didn't zip it up. Does that matter?
That's fine. But there you go. Gonna get some hunting in. Show y'all when I go out here and get these things.
Where is the deer gonna go when you kill it?
In my stomach.
Where's it gonna hang? No, for real.
I can taste it now.
I cannot.
Yeah. Good and clean in here.
Nice and clean.
Today we're going to be planting garlic clove. Well, we're planting garlic and potatoes, but we're planting our garlic first.
Did you know? I just learned this 10 seconds ago. This is a bulb of garlic, and each bulb of garlic has cloves in it. Each clove, if you plant it, creates another bulb. I did not know that.
Yep. Get a lot of garlic from one bulb.
Yeah. So are these seeds?
No, they're cloves.
But seeds grow.
No, the seed, it'll produce a seed.
Oh.
Like when the bulb, if you leave it in the ground, the scape will come up. That's a curly thing got cut off. That will produce seeds. But yeah, no, these aren't seeds. They're just bulbs.
Okay. So this is going to go in the ground and create garlic scapes. That's going to produce seed. But this is still growing.
No, right. So you put this in the ground and it'll form this bulb like this in the ground. And then when you see that green, the stalk come up, this is forming underground, but also it's forming a flower, which will produce seeds. But you cut those, you don't take the seeds from the garlic.
So you don't need a seed to plant garlic?
No, we're planting the cloves.
What else doesn't use any seed?
I can't think off the top of my head. Most stuff with bulbs, like that elephant ears and stuff you plant.
Interesting.
Bulb, tulips and stuff. I'm sure it can start. You could probably start another garlic plant from seed.
Where does this go?
In the ground.
I know but where does it go? Does this one break down as the new bulb is forming?
Yeah, it breaks down and a whole more starts. It uses the energy from this to start forming.
Got it. The more you know, folks.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The variety we're planting is called music garlic. We planted it last year for the first time. And that mug is delicious, extra delicious. So we planted a bunch more of it this year. So we can have a ton of it, like a whole bunch. A lot of people wanted some garlic from us this year, but for whatever reason, I didn't plant that much last year. I don't know why, knowing that we love to use garlic.
Yeah, we're on our last bulb that we're going to use today for a roast.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yep. But we'll have more than enough next year, that's for sure. Like I was telling Simone, when you plant your garlic, you want this blunt end like that, down. It'll plant it in like this. Pointy end up, blunt end down. Push it down into the soil until like that tip is poking out like that. Boop, boop, boop. And then just push your mulch back over it. And good to go. Now, it's the end of October. It might be like, well, ain't it too late to be planting garlic? Not at all. That's how we were able to get those real big bulbs this year. Right now is like the perfect time to plant garlic, even better so than the spring, because right now they'll start growing roots and send them down into the ground, and they'll develop a real nice root system. So when spring rolls around next year and it gets warm enough for them to start growing, the root system's already developed, so they don't have to waste time developing that root system. They can just basically immediately get to growing. So that gives them a real big head start. So the big head start produces real big bulbs. We planted these a couple of weeks ago. You can see they're already kind of growing. When it gets too cold, these will die back, but the root system is already good and developed. So these things will bounce back and go crazy next year. And we're gonna plant some of the garlic that we grew last year. That's what that is. So I'm gonna take some of the bulbs that we planted last year that grew this year. We're gonna replant them this year, because those grew super big and nice, and we should get some real nice garlic out of those. So I want to show you about what that looks like. There's carrots in this bed too. We're making a roast, so Simone's getting some carrots for us.
Yes.
It's gonna be great.
Delicious. We got fresh. Only thing we don't have fresh is the potatoes. But Gerald's taking care of that.
Yeah.
For next year.
We're taking care of that.
We're taking care of that.
You see these? These garlics we didn't harvest. We left them in the ground. See how this green growing? So get this. Start out far enough. Dig around under him. Like these. Good and gentle. Got some of you, but so you can see, already has real good root system. So if I pull one of these off, come on. Try and do it in a way so I'm not damaging the roots too much.
Just like any other start.
Yeah. See that? So you plant that. This root system is already developed. So this thing next year doesn't have to waste any energy doing this. You can see how big this, look how big this clove is. This whole thing was huge. So this has a lot of energy to really grow a big, nice clove. And also doing it like this, a lot of people will say you have to pull your garlic out, cure it, and do all of that, and then replant it again in the fall. This takes all that work out of there. You just leave your garlic in the ground for the whole year, the garlic that you want to save, and it does all of this for you. So when it's time to plant your garlic, you just come pick it and go plant it somewhere else. It really defies the rules around gardening. It's all these rules. Look at nature of creation. If garlic was growing in the wild, who gonna go out there and pick it, take it inside, and cure it? It don't work like that. What will happen? Stuff stays in the ground, it grows, it dies, it drops seed or whatever else it does, and it grows right back the following year. Like I said earlier in the video, God ain't stupid. He ain't stupid. He just right there. And the things that he designed and set up and have us do, he made it real easy and simple for us. We really make things complicated. More complicated than they need to be. So we're gonna take these and get them planted for the roots to dry out while I'm over here yapping. Put those in there nice. Roots covered up. Some more dirt around it, like these. Bunch them up. Get them ready to go. Take these. The roots on them are real, like the onions. So how thick and wiry they are. So you don't have to be as delicate. They're pretty tough. I'm trying to pull them apart.
But one, so like split this.
Yeah, so split them. So each, see how it's each clove again. Just growing a little bit. These cloves on here are giant.
And they smell so good.
Sure do. Look at this thing. Still getting these carrots.
Yep.
A lot of these carrots here are random carrots. Like when I was planting some, I also just kind of broadcast seed. I just kind of threw it. So a lot of these that she's pulling up right now are carrots I just threw out here. The ground is just that fertile that they just took and they're just growing.
Love to see it.
Yep, we did get finished with the garlic. We thought we had a lot, which relative to last year, it is a lot. This is 76 garlic heads, but we don't think that's enough, especially if we want to
give away.
Yeah,
you guys know that we love our harvest baskets. So 76 doesn't seem like enough for us and to give away.
Yeah, so what we'll probably do, actually not even probably, what we will do, there's already some planted here. So we'll harvest the rest of these carrots out of this bed sometime in the near future and get this whole bed planted also.
That's the plan.
I'm gonna do it. Somebody doing it. Oh, see, she's getting started now.
Look at this.
See what she pulls out.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, I hate it. When it breaks, it's like now.
It's a carrot, bro.
Oh, sweetie, I am.
Make sure. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice thick carrot.
I knew it was large.
We're gonna cover these up and then move on to the potatoes.
Potatoes.
Oh, these potatoes, the same reasoning that we did the garlic before is why we're doing the potatoes. So what we have, red Pontiac potatoes. Some more, I don't know if these are red Pontiac too. They just said red potatoes. So who knows? We're gonna plant these two. And then we have just some potatoes from the store. I've grown potatoes from the store before. I get the organic ones because they're not sprayed with any growth inhibitor or anything like that. So they should be fine. But yeah, I've grown store potatoes in the past. And they did just fine. Organic store potatoes. Those are the ones you want to plant if you buy them from the store.
Good science.
The worm.
Nice. Look at that. This is good.
Yeah. Real good soil here.
Leaves.
This stuff is great.
It's
wow.
Nice. Look at those leaves. Some leaf layers.
Potatoes are so easy and fun to plant. Just don't get old. Especially when you got this great soil to dig into. Oh my gosh. What soil you know you can just hand dig like this?
Good soil.
Hey, look at that. That's crazy. Yeah, with a potato, you just dig a nice little hole, grab your tater. No, don't cut them. Leave them whole so they can have all the energy from the potato to put out. You'll get bigger and nicer potatoes if you don't cut them. Pop the whole thing in. Bloop. Cover him up. So you need a couple. Hot potato, hot potato. Now we can go down to the house and get into this roast. Like celery too?
Celery. That's some garlic that we didn't use in here too.
Yep.
But we have garlic that we harvested a few weeks ago too. So
get my mama some carrots.
Yes.
Get her a little bit of that celery too.
Yeah.
But that pretty much wraps us up in the garden. We're gonna go take care of this roast. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Thank y'all for kicking it with us. I hope this camera wasn't too high just now when I was just talking. If it was, I'm sorry. Till next time, we'll see y'all in the next video.
Bye guys.
Peace.